So today's term of the day is open-weight AI models. So currently, if you have to use ChatGPT, you have to use it through their website. You cannot download that AI model on your own laptop and use it. Similarly is the case with Anthropic Claude. Now, we have seen in the news that both these companies are loss making. And if you see that eventually they are raising their prices, like maybe not every month, but every 6 months, you see a increase in price. So this is what happens with closed or proprietary models. You never know when they'll increase the price. And also your data is going to them, and it is being stored on their data centers. So your private data is going there. So that is also another concern. Now, there are open weight models, which are also being developed by some other AI companies. And these models are basically, you can download them on your own computer and you can run them. So there is no cost involved in this of using it, because you will run the models on your own computer. And secondly, your data stays private to you. You are not sending it to a third party AI company. So they can't train on it, they can't use it. So your private details stay with you on your computer. Many businesses, for example, let's say there is a medical business which is doing research on drugs. So they don't want their data to go on to a third party AI company, and get stored in their data center. Similarly is the case with banks. They don't want their confidential data to go to these companies. So there are a lot of cases for keeping your data private. And similarly for personal use as well, you don't want all your private data to be given to some other company. Obviously, some hackers can hack the system and use it against you. So this is the advantage of open weight models. So I want to just read the definition out here. So open-weight models are AI models whose final parameters are publicly released, allowing anyone to download, run, and fine-tune them on their own hardware. Unlike proprietary models, they provide direct access to the model's intelligence without relying on third-party servers. Now, this is a website called artificialanalysis.ai. It keeps a list of rankings of the models that are present in the market today. So I just want to show you a list of the open weight models that are currently available and how good are they in comparison to the proprietary models, which models like OpenAI's GPT-5 and Anthropic's Claude Opus and Fable. So this is a list of the open weight models. Mostly you'll see on this list are Chinese companies, and China is leading the way in open weight models. They release the most open weight models. So GLM 5.2 Max recently came out, and this is quite high in the intelligence index. And I'll show you in comparison to the proprietary models, but let's just go through the list of all open models right now. So GLM 5.2 currently leads the way. Then there is Minimax, there's DeepSeek. These are all Chinese companies. Kimi K2.6, again, Kimi is a Chinese company. Xiaomi has Mimo. And mostly you'll see DeepSeek, ZAI, Xiaomi, Minimax. Then Nvidia has Nemotron 3 Ultra. And I just want to go to Google and Meta. And there's again one more on the list, Mistral. Mistral is a French company, and these AI models are also quite famous. And then you also have Google with Gemma 431B. Now, Google's open weight models are called Gemma, and their closed models are called Gemini. So the words are a bit confusing, but they are different. Gemma versus Gemini. So Google has something on there. And then I just want to show Meta as well. Let me just search it. Yeah, so Meta's open weight models are called Llama. So they have Llama 4 and basically the Llama family of models. But the rankings, if you see, are 14 to like 3, so which are quite low. Whereas if you see Google's rankings, and this is intelligent index, they're not really rankings. But Google's top open weight models intelligence index is 29. Whereas if you see the topmost model in open, GLM 5.2 Max, this has a intelligence index of 51, so which is quite high. Now, if I compare this to like the proprietary or closed models, so the top one currently is Claude Fable 5, and that has an intelligence index of 60. And then GPT 5.5 from OpenAI, that has an intelligent index of 55. So 60, 55, and then the open weight model is GLM 5.2 max, which is 51. So it's quite good if you compare. I mean, it is still lacking in some intelligence compared to 60, but 51 for an open weight model, which you can download on your own computer, is very, very good. Now, there is one more thing that uh, we have to be aware of. Some of these models are not easily downloadable on like consumer laptops. By consumer laptops, I mean general population's laptops. Some of these models would require very expensive hardware or very expensive laptops or computers to be bought. So if you take GLM 5.2's example, how much VRAM does GLM 5.2 max require? So it will tell you that if you run, so let's not go with that FP16. I'll explain this in a different video. Like if you go for int 4, that requires about 475 GB of RAM, which is very, very expensive. Like not anybody can afford that. Whereas if you take the example of Google's Gemma 4, 12 billion parameter one, which has a intelligence index of 22, which is about one third of the topmost Claude Fable model, this could require up to 6.6 GB of RAM with some loss in efficiency. But you could run this in a 8 GB VRAM laptop, and 8 GB VRAMs are quite common. Like you can buy that comes under consumer grade. Up to like 16 GB is achievable for like many people worldwide. Although they would also be a little bit, expensive. But this is still considerable. So you would get, considering this, you would get about one third of the intelligence of the topmost models. I mean, that's easily downloadable and installable on like consumer PCs. Yeah, so this was a short video on what open weight models are.